Shalom and greetings to you all. Well, the age of hate, especially of Jews, keeps spreading. And while New York is rapidly trying to take over number one, Europe still has the distinction. Police were investigating a pro-Palestinian group's social media post depicting a British Jewish actress with devil horns and a pitchfork. It hasn't been taken down, and the group responsible has not been charged with hate crimes. Whereas people posting that there are greater attacks on Jews than usual are being arrested for those truthful posts as if they are hate crimes. And of course, half a world away on Star Wars Day, there was nasty anti-Semitic vandalism in Queens, New York. Synagogues, homes, cars were all targeted with anti-Semitic graffiti. Yet you don't hear much about it. Don't expect to, because there is a real and growing danger to the Jewish community of New York. So why are people surprised that the largest Jewish population outside of Israel is under attack when the mayor and his wife are considered to be quite anti-Semitic themselves? Not a day goes by that there aren't protests and attacks on the Jewish community. In all of North America, all of Europe. Toronto has become horrible. It's powder keg about to explode, and people are going to be hurt. I fear it will take another catastrophic event to get people to wake up. One would have thought the October 7th attack by Hamas would, but that was there, not here. When it's here, things are different. Think back to 9/11. Let's think about something a little more pleasant, though. Don't forget to make plans to see Mom this weekend. Mother's a special role and a special place in our hearts. Your greatest support, your unconditional safety net was always Mother. And how often did we simply ignore the sage advice that our mothers gave us? Open up the window, let some air into this room. Think I'm almost choking from the smell of stale perfume. Cigarette you're smoking scare me half to death. Open up the window, sucker, let me catch my breath. Mama told me not to come. Mama told me not to come. That ain't no way to have fun, son. That ain't the way to have fun. Mother, she knew. She always knew. She knows. It's Mother who keeps families together. Her role cannot be underestimated. Mother oversees the family. Now, back in 1989, before he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, the Dalai Lama sought out and met with Jewish leaders. He specifically wanted to meet with Jewish leaders because he wanted to understand the secret of survival in exile. He believed that no one had survived like the Jews. No one had been exiled more than the Jews. Throughout history, they were alone, they were unique. And one of the key things that came from that historic meeting, which he said was the most poignant for him, was the importance of how the home replaced the destroyed temple in Jewish religious and spiritual observance, and accordingly made the religion more portable and therefore especially equipped for survival in exile. It is the family that perpetuates religion, tradition, and a spiritual foundation. And it is the mother who keeps the family. Who must know the way to make a proper home? A quiet home, a kosher home. Who must raise the family? Run the home, so Papa's free to read the holy book. The mama. Now that's tradition. And the lessons we learn from Mama and in the family are the lessons of tradition that allow us in places all over the world to practice similarly and to be traditionalists. Worldwide, it's not the religion which people make part of their lives. It is the traditions of our people. And we do these because we have taken certain steps in life and we have talked about these and they're part of who we are and what we need in life. We learned all of these things from Mother. And they are, we need something to do. We need someone to love. We need something to hope for. We need something to believe in. These are great lessons for us all to take into the future. And these are the things that Mother taught everybody in the family. I think of the words of Carl Jung, and he said, the world will ask you who you are. If you do not know, the world will tell you. Friends, know yourself, but who you are, who you were, who you want to be. You decide. Do not let someone else tell you. Now that's something else that your mother taught you. Knowing who we are also means knowing how we grow. I know I grow by looking more at the good than at the bad. By feeling my feelings of concern and compassion for others and using my strength to support them. You can discover so much more about who you are when you learn to be accepting and self-surrender to the idea that there's something higher than you. Maybe nothing more than that inner observer or witness that lives within, because it lives within all of us. Never forget, it is fear that drives us away from our true nature. It brings panic. It takes you away from your real roots, your real home. It is fear that twists facts. It causes us to jump to conclusions, to judge. Things change, they always do. For some, fear becomes the dominant aspect of life, especially in these days. Without knowing differently, for many, today's leper seems to be the one who inquires, the one who actually asks questions, the one who wants to know more. And that is judgment. Do not let the world tell you who you are or how to think. You are more than capable of being able to do that for yourself. And of course, one of the things that sets Jews apart is historically. We are text-oriented people. We study ancient writings a lot, and we study the interpretations of them. We do that so everyone can have an opinion or two or three or more. And in life, there's certain texts that form a priority for review and study. And generally, most of these would be found in the home libraries of most of the people you know. And of course, the 5 or 6 most important are, first and foremost, of course, is the Torah, the 5 books of Moses. And this some of you have read with me 10 or 12 times or more, and some are on their first. And when we're finished, almost all will be able to say that they've completed the entire Torah. It's viewed as the most important of the text. And in addition to the Psalms and the writings, which are mostly from the prophets or great kings, they form the canon of Jewish law known as the Tanakh. This is the Old Testament. Then there's the Megillah, or Scroll of Esther, one of 5 scrolls, and the one that tells us about Purim. We read that publicly every year, and it's believed to have been partially written by the participants themselves. The third is we have the Mishnah, the Talmud. The Talmud actually incorporates the Mishnah, the ethics of the fathers, some of the other writings. The Mishnah and the Talmud are the great scholarly interpretations of what is in the Torah. They were contributed to over almost 1,000 years by some of the greatest ancient rabbis and thinkers in both Israel and in Babylonia. And you've heard me talk about the book, The Ethics of the Fathers, the Pirkei Avot. I've talked about it before. I quote it occasionally. This is a book you won't find as often in your friends' libraries, but it is a book you each should read. It's phenomenal. And finally, there's the daily prayer book, the Siddur. It guides you on the daily and regular liturgy. This is perhaps the most used and probably the least understood of all of the books. We teach the how, but not the why or what. And friends, how is not enough. It's never enough. We teach that studying any of these is supposed to deepen your connection to God. But just thinking about any of these and reading a little will help you stay connected and grow. Just as we stay connected and grow when we come together and gather, putting differences aside as we form a community, because we are a like-minded group, because we form a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith. Any and all faith, because we accept everybody. Love, any and all love, because we do accept anybody. You love anybody you want. We are a true chavura fellowship. So we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this like-minded group. All of us, we're all together in this community, this house of spirit, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though together, we're always still individual in our approach, each of us, each connecting in his or her, their own way. Everybody on their own path. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody you know, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way at all, to gather and share. As we sing from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov, come together. Hine Matov, U'Benayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, U'Benayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. We support each other in this community, so let's all spread love, fellowship, goodwill to the world, to everywhere. Remember, friends, this is you setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in. I'll believe in something. It's part of your kavana, your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention are the roots of what you control, of what you can correct. It is your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives, my friends. It is goodwill, energy, light that we sent to help heal whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal is for everyone. Floats through space, finding those in need. Send it out. For those you know, for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love. Or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. The tikkun olam that is part of our spiritual genetic makeup. Part of the healing of the world is when we send these thoughts energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick, because it's always for those in our hearts and our minds. Let's all send energy out for people in need everywhere. And special thoughts and prayers always for those in need of assistance. We pray for those who need prayer. We don't have to know them. We want health, recovery, good life for everybody around us and for those close to us. For Marianne, for Mel and Michael, for Circe, seeking a very important answer to life right now. For Elizabeth, a true ruler. Lynn, who always makes me smile. For Angela and Laura and Victoria. For Alan, Corey and Sherry. For Gabe. For Lorelei and Shelley. For Lily, off on summer adventure. For Giggles. Carson, starting something new. For Lana, Snoopy. For the elf and MW. For Roberta. For Inora and Winston, who I hope to see soon. For John and Fern. For Marie and John. For Doria and Gloria. For Connie, Ronnie, Tally, Mayim. For dear Nina, Linda, Danny, for all those suffering and in need. Let's not forget ever to include all the familiars of our lives, all of our animal, sacred friends, everywhere, for everybody you know in need, for the whole world, and for Devorah. We pray for those who need prayer. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need, so thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Me, Shabara, Avotenu, Makor HaBracha, Limotenu, may the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. Renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Misha Barak, let us all have our spirits renewed, because this is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as he has healed before. Misha Barak, may he who blessed, because all healing's a blessing. So let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Now this week, we end the Book of the Priests with another double reading, Behar and Bechukotai, on the mountain and in my statutes. Now the first of the readings introduces a very important lesson on the idea of the Sabbath, that most important of the commandments, and the second is about freedom. The great gift many fear is disappearing quickly. And notice the words that are constantly used throughout. Now we've talked about laws, rituals, and commandments. about how we live, love, relate to God or the universe, our parents and selves, how we relate to the inhabitants we share this world with. We were given 10 little rules to live by. They're all pretty good. They're pretty doable. We've talked about which of the 10, if you had to choose just one, and think about it, since our Kavanaugh intention sets in motion everything. And you might think it's the one that goes to the heart of intention, which was the 6th, no murder. Not no killing, no murder, because murder has intention. Whether it be the physical taking of life, the destruction of someone's spirit, self-esteem, but no. We are reminded time and again, it is the Sabbath. The unification of earth and heaven, the true nexus of time and space. But we learn this week it's not just for us. We are going to read about a sabbatical for the land from Sabbath. We don't mean cease. We hear the term all the time. People take sabbaticals from their jobs, from school, even from relationships. They take breaks, they rest, they renew. But what does it mean here? It is about the protection of the land. Just as we cannot work without ceasing, so the land cannot produce without resting itself. It needs to regenerate, rejuvenate, renew. Leviticus 25:3. 6 years you shall seed your field. 6 years you shall prune your vineyard. You shall gather its produce. And in the 7th year the land shall have a Sabbath, a ceasing. A Sabbath for the Lord. You shall not seed your field. You shall not prune your vineyard. You shall not reap your harvest for growth. And you shall not cut off your untrimmed grapes. The land shall have a year of ceasing. The free growth is the ability of the land to grow where you did not plant. And if it has, you must leave it. You leave it for the widow, the orphan, the alien, those who are in need in our society. What do you do when you cease? You recover. To do so, you do the most important and to some selfish thing you can do. Self-love. What do you need for you to revive, recover, regenerate? Well, we were also told in Leviticus 25:8, you shall count 7 Sabbaths of years, 7 years, 7 times. And the days of the 7 Sabbaths of years shall be for you 49 years, and you shall pass a blasting horn in the 7th month. On the 10th of the month, on the Day of Atonement, you shall have the horn pass through all your land. Now the horn sounds to mark what became known as the Jubilee, the Jubilee. It's from the Hebrew Yovel, synonym for ram's horn or shofar. And so it's possible the 50th year was called the Jubilee, a Yovel, because this was when loud blasts of the ram's horn were sounded throughout the land. And when it occurs, you shall go back, each to his possession. It's an unbelievable system. Leviticus 25:10. You shall consecrate the year that makes 50 years and proclaim liberty in the land to all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you. You shall go back, each to his possession, and you shall go back, each to his family, to his ancestral holdings. You don't buy land and you don't own it. You bought a period of time, because on the 50th year, it reverts back to its original owner from the distribution of land. So important a concept this was. It was carved on the Liberty Bell, the Bell of Freedom in Philadelphia, PA. Ultimate freedom, ultimate sharing and caring. We're only caretakers for this magnificent world. The year of Jubilees is the true year of freedom. Let's hope it comes soon. In our second reading, we have a word that is an ending we've seen before. It's got that AI at the end of a word, bechukotai. AI is a suffix meaning my, and therefore it adds emphasis. We've seen it and we've used it many times. Sarah and Sarai, princess and my princess. Adon, Lord, to what we often mistake for the name of God, but which is really just an address. Adonai, my Lord. And with emphasis, it would be my great Lord. So bechukotai, God's emphasis that these are his laws. By his truth, I can be upright. By his strength, I do endure. By his power, I've been lifted. In his love, I am secure. Bought me with a price. Feed me from the pit. Full of emptiness and wrath and the fire that burns in it We are reading the true words of God by my laws. They're not my laws, they're not your laws, they're God's laws, by my laws. The final reading is a quick list of blessings and curses predicated on whether the people will follow these laws. Now, the list comes at the conclusion, is arguably the culmination of this book. It indicates that all of the laws has implications. And it says plainly enough, the people's fate will depend on whether they follow these laws or not. The unsaid piece is all the laws. This is a true case of all or nothing. And it's all the people, not some of the people. You have to read the fine print here. This book ends with a choice. Blessings or curses. Blessings for obediences, curses for naught. Kind of like the way we're going these days. Either or. Is this simply more conditional love? The love we're all too familiar with. The blessings include rain, produce, satiety, security, peace, victory, population, divine presence, divine relationship. You know what? They're all pretty good. Curses include illness, defeat, wild animals, pestilence, famine, divine rejection, destruction, dispersion, exile. No one wants those. But those have been the Pandora's box of our existence. The blessings and curses provide for the eventuality of a variety of essential matters in the realm of nature, human relations, and divine human relationships. All future stories of the fortunes of the people of Israel in these realms are to be understood according to this text as being the results of whether, as in Leviticus 26:3, you will go by my laws, and if you will observe my commandments, and you will do them, or if you will reject my laws, and if your souls will scorn my judgments, so as not to do all my commandments, so that you break my covenant. Which way do we go? Which way have we gone? There's an interesting comment in there. Leviticus 26:11. I shall put my tabernacle among you, and my soul will not scorn you. My soul. Does God have a soul? This is the only place in the Torah that refers to the deity's nefesh. And the last blessing contains another interesting phrase, Leviticus 26:12. I shall walk among you, and I shall be God to you, and you will be a people to me. We knew from back in Exodus that the purpose of the tabernacle was so God could tent among mankind, and he spent his time in Genesis walking among men. So this is a reminder of his connection to us. That last blessing of the list echoes what is thought to be the wording of the marriage ceremony in ancient Israel. I shall be a husband to you, and you will be a wife to me. As well as the final phrase in the adoption ceremony, I shall be a parent to you, and you will be a son, daughter to me. The connection of God to man is the same as that of parent, of spouse, a connection of spirit. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish, celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light, all who live in the light, and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace, freedom for everyone. An end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together. We celebrate with each other. We love each other. We share this right together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do learn to forgive and learn to love, including yourselves. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe. Remember, we set in motion all that happens in our lives. It's our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Everything is linked. You will always have time to forgive and be forgiven. Have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you have done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged as forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people, and the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So keep on dreaming, my friends. Keep on being. Keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching, keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always in front of you. Work to be present in the body. Expand the heart, quiet the mind, because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and the ability to be mindful, aware, present in all of life's circumstances. Love with the heart. We're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief, and never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. We help each other because we're each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives. So find them. Tell them what they mean. You're never alone on your journey. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive, and keep asking forgiveness for those you need to ask forgiveness of. Listen to the voice of God as he talks to you. Never stop asking questions. Do not gossip. Do not slander. Do not invite impurity into your lives. Think before you speak, because your words can empower and free you. And make sure you do calm on. Physically, spiritually, any way at all. Tell her you love her. Acknowledge all she did for you, because many of us have forgotten to do that. Because whether you know her or not, she is your foundation for everything you know about love. If not for you, the sky would fall, rain would gather too. Without your love, I'd be nowhere at all. I'd be lost, if not for you, and you know it's true. Thank you, Mom. And thank you for joining me, my friends. Keep sharing the light. Practice forgiveness. Be thankful. Be gracious. Be kind. Be loving. Believe in yourself. Spread a little goodwill to the world and continue to be the miracle in someone else's life. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care.